Well, plenty of excitement around this stadium as a man they know so well here in Paris, France, Rafael Nadal. He's won this title the last 4 years. He's lost the opening set. It's Robin Soderling, the Swedish player, ranked 25 in the world. He's taken it 6-2. He's broken Nadal's serve twice. And I'm sure Uncle Tony is concerned because Nadal has talked about and addressed some of the slow starts he has had in previous matches, but he feels that he's up to speed, but not today. Down a set. Soderling serving first in the second.
See, Nadal hits a great return. It gets it deep into the corner, but then still gets beaten by this shot. So I don't know if he's not positioning himself well enough for Soderling's ball. He's just not expecting it to come that fast. Soderling hitting it flat, but actually Nadal looks flat-footed. He's not his usual fleet self, and you have to wonder if he's tired from the tournament in Madrid or just playing too many tournaments, too many matches. A bit overplayed. Because Soderling is dominating Nadal. Never thought I could say that, especially not on clay. Serving bombs. Just hitting really flat ball, taking time away from Nadal. That slice was too short. Cleaning the corner there. Great accuracy from Soderling. And that wide serve's been paying off for him handsomely so far in this match already. Nadal needs to either cut that angle off and move over, or move in more so that, again, the ball doesn't pull him that wide. But he doesn't like to move in on the return of serve, so he needs to guess that that ball's going to go there more.
Yeah, struggling to get the radar right. One off the net cord, one 6 feet long. Soderling, one love.
And Nadal's been spraying the ball all over the place. But most of all, Soderling is taking away time for him to hit it and get set or run around, better yet, run around hit his forehand. He hasn't had the time for it. And when he has been running around, he's been going backwards quite a bit. See, high percentage first serves in, but no, not that many free points, of course. Soderling, on the other hand, serving well and serving big. 2 of 2 break points. Nadal never even came close. He got to deuce or 30-all a couple times with Soderling, but never a break point. That's something, again, that you don't see. He breaks serve regularly.
Now, one player who has a good record against Nadal, David Nalbandian, takes the ball early, hits the ball flat, changes the direction with angle, takes the ball on the top of the bounce. A lot of what we're seeing from Soderling today. There's Nalbandian out with hip surgery, not playing at the French Open this year.
And again, Nadal going backwards on the forehand, finding the net, which normally he does not miss the ball in the net. He may miss it wide, he may miss it long, but not in the net because he gets so much clearance, but he's going backwards off his back foot. Soderling pushing Nadal backwards. And you saw the statistic, 12 winners by Soderling to only 6 from Nadal. So Soderling totally forcing the action so far in this match. And Nadal pretty much just rolling the ball in about 105, 110 miles an hour. See, that one about 108. Down the line's getting Nadal in trouble. He's looking for his forehand, so he's cheating cross-court. And Soderling likes that shot. Hits it very well. Sort of baits Nadal sitting in that right corner. And down the line paying off. And now Nadal's on the run. wrong foots him, hitting behind him. And again, Soderling, with being so tall with that grip, he can hit that high forehand and cover the ball, so the topspin of Nadal is not paying off for him as it usually does.
Yeah, and that's sort of his get-out-of-jail card, isn't it, when he plays Federer or other players with a one-handed back and he gets it up high. Haven't seen that today. Love 30.
And Nadal doing a good job with that kick serve. See how much that tailed away from Soderling. Pulled him wide. And going behind Soderling, so Nadal giving Soderling a little bit of his own recipe here. Missing that shot, but I still feel like Nadal's not willing to pull the trigger like he normally does. He's playing very passively, sort of keeping the ball in play. Normally, even by keeping the ball in play, he's getting on the offense with so much topspin, but his ball is landing so short that he's not able to penetrate the court with it. He's twitchy, eh? So much fun to watch. So intense. It's great to see. And that ball bounced off the baseline.
And Nadal's going to ask Pascal Marie, the chair, to come out and take a look.
It's unusual because the line is a little bit lower, so normally, and also the ball skidded. So you would think that the ball hit the line, and the line is a little bit lower, so when it hits on the back of the line, the ball usually bounces up. Very close. To see Hawkeye on that one. But I don't have that replay button handy.
You see players hit winners from the back of the court against Nadal. I mean, this is impressive stuff.
That's the ball that set it up. Hard flat into the corner. But he's hitting accurate, but not really flirting with the line that much. All these balls are landing 2-3 feet inside, but they're hit flat and hard. Not giving
inside
Nadal
the baseline too,
So he's not able to get as much topspin on the ball as he wants to, but even when he does have the time, he's rolling the ball too much. He doesn't seem to have his weight behind the ball like he normally does.
Avantage, Nadal.
Soderling with a chance for another break point.
Another example, really, that point of what you're talking about. You know, Nadal just sort of arming the ball back with spin.
And Soderling is controlling the points. Doesn't matter whether he's serving or Nadal's serving. Nadal's not getting that many free points off his first serve, and once the return is in play, Soderling's been dictating. That's the Nadal we know.
That's classic, isn't it? That ball curling right on the baseline. Such a talent. Good game for him to win. You sensed he was just struggling a little bit there.
It's a good slice there. Soderling got up to that one quickly, got it in the corner, and how fast was Nadal to get to that ball and hook it in down the line? Trying to keep the ball low and force Soderling to come in on his terms when draw him into the net rather than let him hit a high ball, as we see Magnus Norman, his coach now.
Yeah, he was, in fact, the last Swedish player to reach the quarterfinals. 2000. Of course, Norman went through to the finals that year.
Hitting so many balls. Almost missed a forehand again, too low and too short.
Kenza.
Once again, Soderling able to turn the corner, and this flat backhand has been really hurting Nadal. He hits it cross court really fast, then he has a good down the line, and Nadal is cheating to the backhand, so he's getting beaten to his forehand side. Keeps looking for the forehand in the backhand corner, so then that forehand corner is way open.
35.
That's a big-time combination, isn't it? First serve, big forehand, and you can clean that up pretty easily.
He plays big tennis, as we call it.
Yeah.
If he was a girl, the woman, that's what he would call it. Heavy ball.
Nadal has won 5 titles already in 2009, including the Australian Open, Monte Carlo, Rome, 2 of the biggest clay court titles, as well as Indian Wells. Soderling has been able to muster a victory in a challenger event in Sunrise, Florida. And he actually played qualies. He didn't enter the tournament, ended up signing in, played the qualies, went through and won it.
See that shot that Nadal just hit? I mean, it's 1-all, 30-all. He wants to get up early in the second set. Flirted with losing his serve at love 1. Now he has an opportunity to get up break point, second serve, and he just shanks that ball in the bottom of the net while doing really nothing. He wasn't going to get anywhere if that ball goes in. So a really bad unforced error. I think he's even twitchier than usual. That's what Rafa wants. Force Soderling go for the win when he doesn't want to go for it yet. Pull him off the court. If he just rolls it back, he leaves it too open. So he goes for the big one and misses. So Nadal makes you do that with all the topspin. That backhand. I think the wind is moving the ball around a little bit. But he was waiting for that ball to come into him.
Soderling.
This slice was a good one. See, that one stayed low. But Rafa waited for this ball. His butt was going the wrong way. We call it the catcher's mitt. If you were catching behind you, you'd be catching his behind in his baseball mitt. He's not aggressive with his feet. and therefore not aggressive with his shots. Waiting for the ball to come to him.
Égalité.
Deuce for the second time. Early moments in this second set.
First break point
Avantage.
for Nadal in this match. It doesn't come until the third game of the second set. Soderling making an unforced error here. Had the opening. Maybe he changed his mind. I thought he was going to go down the line,
Yeah,
and he pulled it
I did
cross
too.
court. Maybe that was his second choice. And quite often when you do that, you miss the shot or you don't hit it as well. So usually you're better off hitting your first instinct. Go with it. Hit it as well as you can. Even if it's the wrong shot, it's going to turn out well. Or better than your second choice.
Yes. Well, there's some Nadal we know. Producing something special in defense, and a break, and a 2-1 lead.
Cost. And now, once again, let's return to court Philippe Chatrier. Pick up action in the second set after Robin Soderling won the first set 6-2 over four-time defending French Open champion Rafael Nadal.
Well, Nadal earned the break in that last game, but on the changeover, we were watching him sitting on the bench, and he just looked so uncomfortable. He's looking around, trying to get his eyes focused, and just not looking like he was 100% there.
Yeah, his eyes are darting all over the place. He just doesn't seem sure of himself. Well, he's twitchy anyway, but he's just, you know, you see that look in somebody's eyes if it's a good focus, and I mean, he's trying, he's working hard. But it's an effort for him. It's not flowing.
15-0.
That's what we're used to seeing, that forehand opening up the court. Going to the line for the winner. He's been going backwards on the forehand, not forcing himself to go forward and get pace on the ball. For him, he's hitting fluff balls.
30-0.
It's still topspin, but it's rolling out. It's not coming through. It's not biting like it usually does.
This would be something different for Nadal. Has yet to win a love service game. Find some momentum here. Soderling broke a string there. That was a chip forehand approach. This was old school all
he
of a sudden.
broke a string on that shot, and now he knows it, so he's just chips this one in, and you know things are going your way when you manage to win a point against Nadal on clay with a broken string. So good heads up play by Soderling. And he had a really good slice. Knifed that puppy. He should do that more often. See, that's 104 miles an hour. He's just rolling him in. Not going for big serves at all in this match. And it's not like Soderling is attacking a second serve and doing something with it. I'm not sure why he's not going for more on his serve. If there's a physical issue or something. He's worked on his serve and he hits them 120. No problem. At least for a changeup. But he's rolling him in at like 105 to 110. Not mixing up the pace that much.
Yeah. And Soderling's getting the first real swing on the ball, isn't he? Still got a chance here to get the 3-1.
Nadal.
Trying to fire himself up. Fairly quick opening set. Here we are, 3-1 in the second for Nadal. Trying to equalize.
And hoping the groundskeeper keeping the baseline clean, at least on one side of the court.
Yeah, it seems like one of those new habits, isn't it? He's got the water bottles. Always got the lines.
And Soderling's got a definite game plan. Serving wide. Nadal's standing so far behind the baseline, then he gets an open court to hit into. And he's using that strategy really well. And I don't see Nadal going to move forward, so this is going to be working for him. Serving sometimes down the tee, most of them are going out wide. And he's got that open court. And hitting the forehand up the line again, Nadal cheating. So Soderling keeping the ball through the middle of the court or to the backhand side. When he gets up just a little bit of an opening, he goes up the line to the Nadal forehand. Has been drawing a lot of errors from there.
Longines match time. 1 hour of tennis. And another ace.
Out wide.
40.
He's got a tremendous serve. Long arms, 6 feet 3 inches tall. It's one reason why he plays so well indoors. All of his career titles have come indoors. The serve really pays off.
Nadal, I think this is about his first drop shot of the match, because he's been so far behind the baseline, he hasn't been able to employ it. Soderling gets there, but misses wide. Didn't quite get the racket down fast enough. That's a better return. Flattening it out. Getting it short and wide, drawing the air. But it's been Nadal doing most of the running here, and Soderling dictating.
Off the net cord there.
40.
Well, these nets are so tight. Usually the ball stays on your side of the net, but this time the ball actually floating long. You see that at the US Open. The net cord is so tight that you can actually hit a ball long.
It carries over the baseline. It's crazy. So this crowd very invested in this match.
Avantage, Nadal.
Well, from 40 love up, Now Nadal has a break point to go up 2 breaks, so he would love to convert this one. So pretty much put this set away if he gets up 4-1 serving. So big turnaround in this game.
Net. Premier service.
Bananas and a racket, waiting for Nadal on the next changeover. In that order.
Nadal's one of those few players who actually has his rackets that are broken taken to the stringer, has them restrung. Most guys just put the broken string racket in the bag. And
well, this nylon doesn't hold the tension as well as the strings got used to. And also, particularly Nadal, he hit such a heavy ball that the strings lose the elasticity. So he has them restrung during the match.
Avantage. Soderling.
Soderling's been serving wide most of the time in that deuce court, so the tee serve will be open. If he can make it, and he did. Nadal is hitting a lot of balls here.
yeah, Soderling again, top of the bounce. And another win.
And now, once again, let's return to court Philippe Chatrier. Pick up action in the second set after Robin Soderling won the first set 6-2 over 4-time defending French Open champion Rafael Nadal.
Well, the bright sunshine here at Roland Garros has been replaced by a thin layer of clouds. It's not quite as bright. But boy, the crowd that's in here today on Sunday enjoying this. They don't often see Rafael Nadal, the defending champion, the king of clay, in so much trouble. Robin Soderling, the Swede, playing some fabulous tennis, but Nadal's down a set, but does have the break advantage 3-2 here in the second.
Nadal just not getting organized. He was going backwards on that forehand. Didn't really need to be moving backwards. It's like he's still trying to buy himself time, but by doing that, of course, he doesn't have as much control because he's going backwards, so all the momentum's going the wrong direction, forcing himself into an error.
A sequence of shots there from Nadal that landed a little short.
And the wind has died down a little bit, and I think Rafa wasn't very happy. The ball was moving around on him. Again, he's not moving his feet as well as normally he does. His footwork is phenomenal. And today he's been snatching at some balls, but so now the wind dying down, I think he'd be happy about that.
Soderling, 24 years of age, 3 career titles. And most of his best tennis he's produced playing indoors. He's always been so effective playing in a controlled environment. And for a long time, not much of a clay court player. Clearly he's realized that he can play on this surface.
Well, if he didn't know it then, he certainly knows it now, because he's the first person to take the set off Nadal here in a couple of years.
Yeah, his 3 career titles Lyon, Milan, and again in Lyon, plus finals in Stockholm, Marseille, Memphis, Rotterdam, Memphis, and Stockholm, all indoor tournaments.
And that's something that I would tell Mike, if Rafa was my guy, I would say, look, this guy doesn't really like to play outside. So if it is windy, he's in worse trouble than you are. You may not like it, but he doesn't like it even worse. But usually you don't do that kind of homework on an opponent.
Well, if you go by their last meeting, which was in Rome just a few weeks back, 6-1, 6-love for Nadal. But it's a different kind of Soderling today. And I think you mentioned, Martina, that when they played at Wimbledon 2007, there was a little bit of stick between these two. Soderling had sort of teased Nadal. They did not end that match on the friendliest of terms.
Keeps going off the back foot on the forehand. Could be better off hitting a backhand. Being set for this. So his backhand is just fine here. He looks for the forehand. Perhaps that should have been a backhand because the ball was hit too deep to run around it. Soderling did a good job on that forehand, get it deep through the air. And Nadal repeatedly going backwards on the forehand, dumping the ball into the net most of the time. That is just so much topspin. The ball landing well inside the sideline, but the ball carries so far out.
Nadal.
Was it 3,500 revolutions per minute on his ball?
It's like an engine.
The closest one to that, Federer, is like 2,700. That's a lot of bite on the ball when it hits the ground.
Nadal.
Well, Nadal was tested in that service game. Prevailed.
Well, this set already took 4 minutes longer than the whole first set with 2 fewer games played. So they've been having some long games here. Both players struggling to hold, or Nadal getting that one break. But Rafa doesn't look happy. He's not settled in yet. Perhaps if he wins this set, then it's 1 set all, and then he can sort of relax a little bit. But he's still not comfortable. He's not a happy camper at the moment.
Yeah, if this were a boxing match, you feel as if Nadal took one on the chin early and was stunned. And just now is he recovering to get in his own blows.
This ball floating, just stopped on a dime, and see Nadal was just not quite cheating to the backhand, but did not expect that ball to get there so fast. You don't see too many people hitting a clean winner from the baseline. Against Rafa, not even making an effort for that ball. Soderling hitting the ball flat and hard. The ball's getting there in a hurry.
40-0.
And you have to wonder if both Nadal and Djokovic, who had the best clay court run-up to this tournament, played just one tournament too many. Djokovic was flat as a pancake yesterday. Didn't have anything on his ball. And Rafa's not happy today either. The tournament moving to Madrid from Hamburg. I don't think any of the players were happy about that change of pace. It's a change of the schedule.
And also the change in altitude.
Madrid is a totally different animal.
Yeah.
I played there before. It's a coarse clay as well, and 500 meters, about almost 2,000 feet. The ball flies. You don't play with the same ball. It's like a completely different thing. Not a good run-up for this, for sure, for anybody.
Soderling.
Well, Soderling has held serve,
Nadal mène 4 jeux
but
à
it's
3.
Nadal who holds the edge in the second set, 4-3.
French Open tonight presented by Lacoste. And now let's get you back to more of the round of 16 match between four-time defending champion Rafael Nadal and Robin Soderling of Sweden.
So Nadal serving at 4-3 and trying to pull even down a set here. And when you look at his record, 32 consecutive sets won here. Well, that streak ending after this opener against Soderling. Of course, Borg, the most consecutive sets won here in Roland Garros history, 41 from 79 to 81. I think you're right, Martina. Watching Nadal, he seems to be looking down at the court and sort of kicking the clay. You're right. He's not settled.
No.
And I think Soderling hitting the ball so well has something to do with it.
Soderling has a lot to do with it because he's taking the ball early. He's taking it on the rise because he's tall. He can get on top of it and still take it as it's coming off the clay, but it's a little bit higher than a lower player. You know what I'm saying? So he can still control it. And he's hitting it pretty flat, and the ball's just getting back quicker to Nadal than he's used to, and giving him less time to run around to hit his forehand. Well, good idea. But the drop shot was hit so high that Soderling wasn't going to run for this. Then he realized it's so short. I mean, it's so deep that he can actually get there.
0-30.
Did well to control it. Quickly, Rafa in trouble. Good idea, badly executed. This is danger time for Rafa. He needs to stay that break up. I think Rafa needs to trust his backhand, not look for so much for that forehand, because he's just getting handcuffed. The ball is getting there too fast. He's not making enough of an impression with the forehand, and his backhand, meantime, is fabulous. So I don't think he needs to run around quite as much as he's used to and adjust to the fact that Soderling is taking the ball early and hitting it flat.
So back to 30 all.
Rafa's been at the net once in almost 2 sets. Soderling's been there 12 times, so you know who's taking it to whom here.
And what does that tell you about Nadal? Is he nervous or just?
I think it's a combination of Soderling playing the way he does, but Rafa's, when he doesn't feel safe, he backs off.
Yeah.
Particularly on clay. Perhaps on a different surface he'd be a little more aggressive, but he's being really passive here.
And it's not always easy to see because he is such a great ground stroker. So strong.
Set up that shot. That's the difference nowadays. You hit a great approach. You don't have to hit a passing shot. You just get the ball down. see Rafa able to dip the ball at Soderling's feet here to half volley. And I guess there's no bad blood anymore because Rafa could have put a hole through Soderling's belly button on that one.
So from love 30, he's got a game point.
And that was a typical Nadal defensive point. Against anybody, Soderling would have won that point 2 shots earlier.
Nadal. Baneuf, new balls.
4 straight points and a 5-3 lead for the world number 1. So good at recognizing when his opponent goes to the underspin. You watch him get around this one.
This was great footwork. He got to his right to move around, to hit the forehand, and moved forward at the same time, and then still able just to find that little hole there in front of Soderling. So that was a great game after he got down love 30. He had that long point, just stayed with it. Didn't do anything special, drew the air. He's cleaning the line. Uncle Tony's looking on. What a great partnership these two have had.
New tennis balls you feel will be an advantage for who? Soderling or Nadal?
Probably Soderling, as he hits the ball pretty flat. And also he's with the wind. So the ball's going to get there even faster for Rafa. But it's Soderling's ability to neutralize the big topspin forehand on his two-handed backhand. That's been his strength today.
Zero.
Generally speaking, I think the new balls help the server because they get the first hit at the ball, get the extra MPH on it, and then as a returner, you're reacting to the ball. You haven't felt it. It's a different ball than play with the old ball, so usually the server just has the advantage, period.
Let premier service.
Because when you're serving with new balls, you're like, yeah, great, new balls. When you're returning with new balls, it's like, oh, I wonder what that first one's going to feel like. You know, you're sort of in a vacuum there a little bit.
Yeah, can I get a racket on it? Well, Nadal couldn't get a racket on that ace from the Swede. But Nadal will serve for the second set.
Return for more of the round of 16 match between the 4-time defending champion, Rafael Nadal, and Robin Soderling of Sweden.
That in? He let that go, but I think hit the line. Oh, it's a bad decision by Soderling.
Such a critical moment, and Nadal serving for the set. And that ball just dipping in again, that acceleration of spin to bring it down onto the line, 15 love. So plenty of pace behind that return. And Soderling has really taken that high backhand so effectively.
Crowd is torn. They want to see a close match. They would like to see an upset, but they also want to see Nadal later on in the tournament. Unless, of course, you only have tickets for today, then you don't care.
Well, will they watch history, one of the biggest upsets? Or will they watch a battle where the world #1 survives?
Well, if Rafa loses, that's the history, because he's never lost a match here before. If he wins the whole tournament, that's history, because he will have won 5 times in a row. No man or woman has ever done that here at the French Open.
Imagine if he could go through his entire career. Plays 8 or 9 of these, wins them all, and retires. Not a bad record.
If anybody can do it, it's Rafael Nadal.
Yeah, he's capable.
But as Karina Morariu said earlier in the week, everybody's got that kryptonite somewhere. We just haven't found it yet for Rafa, but somebody else is going to find it.
Oh, just a hint of tension in that error.
Because normally Rafa has so much clearance over the net, that net doesn't even come into play. That ball just hit too low and too short. Usually clears the net by 6 or 8 feet. So it was a bad miss for him. A huge point in this match.
Two consecutive forehand errors and a break point chance for Soderling. Stunning.
Really the biggest point of the match so far, and Rafa just gives it away with a shot that, okay, we've been on the offensive, it goes over the net, but it was way too short. And of course it was way too low. So Soderling now with a break point to get back to 5-all. So only had 3 break points in the whole match. Converted 2 of them.
Oh, what a volley. Soderling has broken back. We're at 5 games all.
Well, that first point that Soderling gave away didn't actually cost him the game. But Rafa Nadal, 2 bad errors at 30-15 and 30-all. Really giving the game away. At this point, Rafa was in trouble the whole way. Still had a great shot here, but fantastic stretch from Soderling.
S'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît, merci.
Soderling is able to find the angles because he's inside the baseline and Rafa is way behind the baseline. Normally Rafa can run these balls down, but Soderling's hitting it too flat, too hard.
S'il vous plaît.
Taking the ball too early. From there. Soderling is covering the line, hit a great approach shot. And Rafael Nadal going backwards, about 15 feet behind the baseline. And check out this angle. This is a good get, but sitting nicely. Soderling rips this one. And Rafa finds that hole there.
And that underspin backhand, you almost feel like Nadal is baiting him into error, baiting him into attack.
Well, that's when Rafa has the slice, then Soderling has to generate the pace, whereas when he's hitting the topspin, he just gets on top of the ball and can use that pace off the bounce. But with the slice, Soderling has to generate all of it. Oh, that's a good serve out wide. Rafa returning again from way behind the baseline.
30.
So Soderling serving 60% first serves in and winning 70% of the points. It's a pretty high percentage there.
Well, there are nerves on both sides of the net. A fairly routine ball for the Swede who missed it in the net. So Nadal, a chance to break right back.
Rafa Nadal's only had 3 break points in this whole match. This is his 4th one. Both players very stingy with those.
What a conversion from Soderling. A combination of forehands to set it up and to finish.
Well, this is a good shot that Rafa hits. It's pretty deep, but Soderling going backwards. Got out of trouble, get it. Again, turning defense into offense or a defensive position into an offensive one. Surprise Rafa with that depth. Great way to save the break point. This crowd is getting behind him.
Avantage, Soderling.
Started that swing a little late. Again, going backwards so far behind the court. Rafa's been there more than he likes to, even for him.
What a finish and what a recovery. Down the break point. Soderling able to get to...
A special edition of French Open tonight, presented by Lacoste. And now, once again, let's return to court Philippe Chatrier. Pick up action in the second set after Robin Soderling won the first set 6-2 over 4-time defending French Open champion Rafael Nadal.
So this crowd here in Paris enjoying the moment.
Merci,
Nadal
mesdames,
perhaps
messieurs,
not
les
enjoying it
joueurs
so
sont
much. He's down 6-5.
Merci.
And serving to avoid going down 2-0.
S'il vous plaît. Merci.
Well, that was patient pressure.
Soderling just shows no signs of nerves or physical fatigue. Keeps crushing the ball. 6'3", he can get on top of it. With that grip, he can really hit the ball high off the forehand and still generate a lot of pace. And he's got Rafa on his heels. Always then one. That's what we haven't seen Rafael Nadal do. Flatten out the backhand and go for it. He's been playing too passively. Here he takes charge of that point. He's got to get Soderling more on the move. Soderling is much better on offense. He needs to make him move a little more. Of course, it's easier said than done with that big wingspan.
Ridiculous.
What happened? This guy lost to Nadal 0-1 a couple weeks ago, and now he comes playing like the best clay court player in the world. I mean, this forehand, he just rips it. Goes for broke. Makes it. 130. Rafael Nadal 2 points from being down 2-0 on clay. When was the last time we could say that? Like, ever?
Incredible record in 5-set matches. 48-0.
Oh, what a drop shot! Against the wind, but stiletto precision on that one. The biggest part of the match up to now. 15-30 down. And he comes up with this. The ball totally died. Did not go anywhere. Great guts from Nadal. Never mind the ability. Pulls it off. Wow. It's great stuff.
Just missed it wide. Well, a chance for Nadal to get to a tiebreaker here. And I'm not sure anyone was breathing in that exchange. There was so much on that point.
I'm still not breathing.
You can hear a pin drop when they start the play.
Nadal.
Well, Soderling had 15-30, but he could not take advantage of that slight opportunity. So a tiebreaker to decide the second set.
What a drop shot Rafael Nadal hit at 15-30. I mean, he had to play a good point to get to that. And then to have the guts the ability to pull it off, laid it perfectly into the wind. Tiebreak.
Nadal.
This is when experience counts for something. Career tiebreak record, Nadal 91-61, Soderling 70-78. But then today, nothing's been going according to plan, so you can almost throw those statistics out the window. This last time these two played, Soderling won 1 game. Now here's a few points away from being up 2-0. Soderling dictating play, didn't quite get up to that ball enough.
2-0, Nadal.
It's been a little windy, unpredictable. The ball landing short. It was landing so short that actually turned out good for Nadal. Unforced error is creeping in at a bad time for Soderling. It's quite a really solid match.
Nadal.
It has to wear you down mentally.
And he's been redlining it, you feel, for so long, and suddenly he's pulled it back just a bit, and these errors are creeping in.
Needs a little oil in the engine. It's been redlining it too much, perhaps. But we wrote him off earlier in the second set. He was way down, came back.
Nadal served for this set.
Still too soon in this tiebreak to write him off for sure. Oops.
4-0, Nadal.
What happens in a situation? Does he just start thinking about things a little too much?
I feel he's rushing a little bit in between points and snatching at the shots. Just a little anxious. It's a huge opportunity. And it's hard not to think ahead.
Yeah.
You know, what if I could be up 2-0, then blah, 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 and it just runs away from you. Oh, Nadal got lucky. But you have to just keep bringing yourself back to the moment. You have to. Tennis is beautiful. You have to stay in the moment, stay with the ball. But particularly when it's a situation like this, when you have a chance to get ahead, you have to keep bringing it back to this point, this point, this point. Do not think about the score. Just play this point. What works? What doesn't work? Right now. And then when that point's over, okay, next one. Right now. You cannot think about anything but that. Particularly in a tiebreak. Particularly against the champion. Oh, this tiebreak got away from Soderling. And how solid has Nadal been in this tiebreak? He could have hung his head down. 5-4, 30-15 serving, 2 loose errors. Then he's down 2 points from losing the set at 5-6, 15-30. Brings it back, holds serve. Now just tightens it up. Not 1 error. 6 set points in a row.
Yeah, and how often does he win matches, win sets or points because of his character, his commitment?
Well, Uncle Tony Nadal breathing a little bit easier. Certainly.
Magnus Norman, a finalist here. Very strong Swedish player, 2 in the world.
Very similar forehand to this guy.
Yeah.
They have a very similar. I think he's been teaching him well.
Well, certainly.
Grosjean looking on.
Grosjean played Nadal here. He took a set off Nadal once. Yeah, that was back in 2005 in the 4th round. Can't say that about too many players.
Nadal.
Well, Soderling saves one set point here, stretching Rafa wide. But probably too little too late.
Nadal.
I was trying to take the pace off here and let the spin take the ball out. But mistimed it a little bit. Another 2 inches higher would have been a perfect shot.
Yeah, and he's missed more forehands in the net today than I think I've ever seen him. He's still got plenty of set points to work with. So Nadal takes the second set. 24 spots separate these two in the rankings, but right now they're dead even. 1 set all in this 4th round match.